Welcome back to Hot Water Wrestling, everybody. Here from the Big Apple, New York City, back in New York. On the plane ride up here, I took one for the team, guys. Yep, I sat down on the plane and I watched Legendary. Now, I'm sorry to Bobby from Break the Walls 10. I think it's Break the Walls 10, formerly known as WWE Forever 98, formerly known as the artist formerly known as Prince. No. But anyways, sorry to him. I told him I was going to watch the Chris Jericho DVD, and I just wasn't able to. So I watched Legendary instead, which I've been meaning to do, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to be, rating the Jericho, reviewing the Jericho DVD, so I figured I'd do something a little different. While I'm here in New York, in the evenings, I'm going to have some time, so I definitely plan on watching that Chris Jericho DVD. I just can't wait. But without any further ado, yeah, I took one for the team, guys. I actually watched Legendary. Legendary. Now, I did not purchase the DVD. This is an insert from one of my, actually my Chris Jericho DVD. I actually rented the movie, so I don't have to jack it, so this is the close I can come. The movie got bashed horribly by critics and didn't do well in the theaters. I heard that it was compared to a Hallmark after-school special. One asshole said, here we go with a film where a fake wrestler teaches a kid how to wrestle for real in a movie. And I'm like, what the fuck does that even mean? It's a movie. Does this guy know that Sylvester Stallone is not a ex-Marine Corps named Rambo? Does he know Sylvester Stallone's not a boxer? I mean, shall I continue? Does he know that Matt Damon is not a secret agent? I mean, it's called acting. It's called films, okay? Everybody in movies are fake. Clint Eastwood is not a real cowboy, okay? I'm sorry, but he's not. He's Clint Eastwood, okay? He was in all those great westerns, but he's not a real cowboy. So John Cena not being a real wrestler has little to do with it. Asshole. Anyways, this table's shaking. Well, I will start off by saying this film was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. This film is about victory. Not necessarily victory on the mat, but victory in life. Yes, very important. You'll enjoy this film if you're a fan of movies like The Gridiron Gang, or The Gridiron Gang, rather. Rocky, Friday Night Lights, stuff like that. You'll really enjoy this film if those are the type of movies you like, or if you like those kind of movies. It addresses many of the struggles we all face in our everyday life. There are characters in the film that we can all relate to, especially young people, I think. There's all sorts of different characters in the film that we can kind of relate to. And I really enjoyed it. It's a film that shows that if you're true to yourself and you believe in yourself and you stay focused on what is truly important to you, then you're going to be okay. It also shows that with risk comes reward, and that we sometimes must put ourselves in challenging or difficult situations in order to grow or get to know ourselves. This is something you're going to find out as you get older. It's very important. Cena's never give up slogan rings true in this film. They almost could have called it Never Give Up, starring John Cena, if they had wanted it to. While it's a departure from the past WWE films, this film is probably the first of the PG era films that's dedicated to being a PG era film. And it shows that the company can make entertaining and worthy films without your typical action violence on down the line in this PG era. So, the drawbacks of the film, the script is a little shallow. The script was a little shallow. I think it was held back from being a truly great film by that. It could have really been an outstanding film instead of just a good movie, but I still recommend the movie. It's a laid-back, relaxed film. There's not a lot of, action per se. It's what it says it is. John Cena, who was a high school wrestling champion, His father was killed in a car crash, and it kind of messed him up. Plus, he suffered an injury, which set him off course, and he's been kind of floundering through life, not really knowing what he wants to do. He's been drinking a little too much. He's been kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Devaluing himself, not really living up to his full potential, because he's just kind of screwed up from his father dying and all this. And he has a younger brother who he didn't really get to know that well, because there was quite an age difference. The brother is a junior in high school, and John Cena in this film is supposed to be around 28, 29 years old or so. And this brother doesn't really know his father that well because the mom doesn't really speak about it, and he doesn't really know his brother. And so the kid's kind of like, I don't want to say nerd, but he's more an academic type of guy, and he likes to go fishing and whatnot. And he up and decides, hey, you know what? I'm going to go out for the wrestling team. My father was a wrestler. My brother was a wrestler. I'm going to try this. And through going out for the wrestling team, he brings his family back together. He goes and finds his brother, who he hasn't spoken to in years. His mother hasn't spoken to in years. And he convinces his brother to help him train and become a wrestler, and thus brings the family back together. It's a really great story. There's a lot of cliches in the movie, but you're going to get cliches in any film nowadays because everything's practically been done. But the cliches are kept to a minimum. The filmmaking execution in this was very good. But the cinematography was appropriate. It didn't really remind me of a Hallmark after-school special, so I don't know where the guy got that. I mean, I could see this could be like a Showtime original or something like that, yeah. But at the same time, WWE gets you every time, doesn't it? WWE is more aiming for home video releases with their films. I know they do put them out in theaters, but it's a very limited release, and they're really aiming for home video. And the execution here is fine. Thought it was a good movie. I will recommend it if you enjoyed what I had to say about it, then definitely go see it. It's going to be a lot better than you expected it. If you're the cynical type who doesn't like, soulful, heartful films, then you're probably not going to like this movie. It's probably going to bore you. But this is a movie that you can watch with the whole family. This is a movie you can watch if you're feeling kind of down. It'll give you some inspiration. You can relate to a lot of the characters. So, hey, you know what? Don't be afraid to rent or buy or watch Legendary in any capacity you choose. I might even watch the film again one day. It gets me a little more excited for Knucklehead, which is coming out soon. The same filmmakers made Knucklehead. The same people made Legendary, and they made Knucklehead. You'll notice if you read the credits on your little insert, if you have the DVD, most of the names are the same. So I'm expecting the same kind of quality. Knucklehead, I saw a trailer for it, and it actually looks pretty funny. Even before I saw Legendary, I was kind of into seeing Knucklehead. It just kind of seemed fitting for Big Show to be in a role like this, and I think he's actually going to do a pretty good job. So that is my review of Legendary, starring John Cena, the WWE film, and now everybody's calling me, so I got to get rolling. And I'll see you next time on Hot Water Wrestling.